Hey guys, let's have a look at 16 Saltines by Jack White. Pretty easy piece, it shouldn't cause you too much trouble. If we'll just go through each section and just maybe make a couple of comments on those that might help you. The first thing is just looking at those power chords at the beginning. So you would normally think you could play it like this. And then do your standard first finger, third finger, okay? I found when I was just kind of reading through it, actually what I did, which you might want to have a go at, is using the first finger obviously on the B, which is second fret of the A string, to get that E5. It's called an E5 because you're playing the root note of the chord and the fifth higher, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, so E bass note and then the B, which is the fifth, so E5. And then what I do is I use my middle finger and my little finger to play the G and the D, which is the G5, that's third fret on the E string, and fifth fret on the fifth string, the A string. And then I can stay in position for the A5 to the B5. Then I'm not moving out of position, my hand's just staying in one place. I find that better than this. But that's not to say that you have to do it the way I'm suggesting. I'm just giving you another way of playing it. So either of those is fine. Just make sure, or I would say all downstrokes really with this. It's pretty full-on alternative rock. It's really, when you listen to the track, Tom Fleming is playing all the guitar parts and bass parts and things. So listen to the sound that he's creating and how he's digging in. So it's, but you only want it to be mezzo forte. And you have to acknowledge rests. Okay, you're in an exam piece. There's rests there. They're just as important as played notes. So stop those notes for the rest. So you got two quavers, then a minim rest. Okay, so you could be thinking like coffee, coffee, 3, 4, coffee, coffee, 3, 4, coffee, coffee, 3, 4, coffee, coffee, 3, 4, and that's going to continue through all of line 1, line 2, and then bars 9 and 10 as well, and then into this C shape, and then you're going to repeat. So just a couple of things kind of to point out there. With the C and the D, I think just doing downstrokes again, just keep it nice and heavy. The rhythm, we'll just quickly look at that. Actually, I'm just going to write it out just so it's nice and clear. When you're playing this, let's have a look. So those power chords are written like this. Okay, so you're getting two quavers, and then a minim rest. Okay, we know it's a minim rest because the rest sits on the line, and the way I think about it is the little stick man or stick person is walking along and they fall or look into the tunnel. Okay, if it was 4 beats, they would fall, which is what I almost said by accident, they would fall into the hole. But 2 beats sits on the line like this little rectangle. So you're going to go coffee, coffee, 3, 4, coffee, coffee, 3, 4, coffee, coffee, 3, 4, coffee, coffee, 3, 4. And you can count those if you want, but don't count out loud, count in your head or keep your foot tapping. When you get to the chords, you're going to do 6 quavers followed by a crotchet. Okay, so you could use again just any kind of words that will work syllable wise to fit with your rhythm. I would be going with 2 quavers, coffee, 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 tea, or spider, 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 and whatever you want to come up with, that'll work really well for you. Again, when you get into this section where you're just doing the riff, there's no chord for those first 2 bars, but there is still the minim rest. So it's doom doom da doom 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 dum bum. We'll just play that. So make sure you're getting 3, 4. Notice how I'm both muting the strings with these fingers to stop the strings from ringing and doing the rest. So to do the rest, I'm bringing the side of the palm of my hand down firm on the strings, but I'm not hitting the strings, I'm not coming down and then pushing through, because then you'll hear that coming through the amp. See? Just one. but I'm coming down firm enough so that the strings don't do this. Kind of all stop at different times. So it's nice and flat, and I'm not allowing the strings to kind of vibrate and then kind of create some unwanted noises. So basically, that is really the whole song, as long as you can change clearly between those power chords, do the rests. When you come to the chords, make sure that you strum the right number of strings and the rhythm that's written. The right number of strings would be 5 strings for a C, 4 strings for a D. When we get onto the second page, which is page 35 in the book, the second line of that page, so bars 25 and 26, you're just playing the 2 open strings, the B and the E, but you'll notice that musically, above those notes, you will get a dot and a sideways V. Those 2 markings, pardon me, wow. Those 2 markings together, just had lunch. Those 2 markings together indicate that it's staccato and accented. So the dot staccato means cut the note short. So it's not ba 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 ba. It's ba 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 ba. So in essence, you're going to have to put rests in between every single one of those notes. And the accent, it's not like I'm putting on an accent. I'm playing the note hard, okay? So it's like having a tiny little, like dynamic marking, but specifically above that note or a set of notes. So all of those should be struck nice and firmly. Again, all down strokes, okay? But you're going to go and stop in between. Yeah? And now I'll be fine. Rest piece is cool. At the very last bar, there is a fermata marking, which in English is called a pause. So that would be indicated, it almost looks like, you know, some kind of eye with an eyebrow over it. That is a pause marking. So obviously the note's going to last. We know that this equals, or we hope that you do, equals 4 beats. It's called a semi-breve, or you can call it a whole note in common time 4/4, which these pieces are in. That lasts for 4 beats, 4 crotchet beats, okay? You're actually going to let it last over that. So just as the cymbals fade away, you're just going to roll your volume down on the guitar or just roll the hand onto the strings and stop them. So for the length of that pause marking, listen to the track, listen to the full mix, see what Tom Fleming's doing. That would be really useful. Anyway, I think, to be honest, the only other thing to mention is dynamics, okay? And those would be mezzo forte at the beginning. There's an M and an F in bold and italic underneath the very first note of the piece. That means mezzo forte, moderately loud. Okay, and then later on, you'll see, I'm just trying to see where it is. Yes, the F in bar 25, that means loud. Okay, the other thing to do is just go through the piece, make little pencil markings with what's going on in the backing track. So, of course, bar 13. NC stands for no chord. Okay, so other things have stopped. Do not lose your sense of time. Make sure that you keep your foot tapping and also listen to the sound. I don't know what amp you've got, so I'm not going to tell you how to set your amp, but certainly you want it to be kind of pretty heavy. I'm going for quite a grungy kind of distorted sound on mine. I went with middle pickup. You may have a Strat, so you may be going for a completely different sound. But for this here, I'm going with the middle pickup, which is a combination of both pickups. And then I'm kind of rolling off some of the top end and rolling down some of the neck pickup and boosting the bridge pickup, just so I get a bit of attack. Have a little listen to Tom and see if you can emulate his sound. But for now, here is the playthrough.
fool.